Good afternoon. Welcome out here again to the Class of 2020 Stanberry graduation here on Albany TV as we'll be getting ready to start here in just a moment. But again, thank you all for tuning in today here to Albany TV for the Class of 2020 Stanberry Commencement here again out at the Stanberry football field. And we will get started here momentarily. Going over a bit of what is going to happen today. We'll start with the processional, followed by the salutatorian's address, which will be made by Ashley Peterson. Then we'll have the class history by Sydney Matson and Ashley Peterson. Then we'll have the scholarships and awards announced by Carla McQueen, the counselor for the class. Valedictorian's address will be held by Ellie Ellis and then by Sydney Matson. They'll have the introduction of the speaker, which is going to be Garrick Baker. He will give our message today, and then the presentation of the graduating class will be made by Principal Lisa Craig, and then we'll have the presentation of diplomas by Board President Marcy Messner, and then we'll have the recessional. And also immediately following, they will have a parade that will be going on here throughout Stanberry. Sorry, as we will have a bit of wind to deal with a little bit today on this beautiful Mother's Day with just a little bit of wind. But again, everyone is encouraged and invited to participate in the parade that will be going through town, led by the Stanberry Volunteer Fire Department. This is a substitute of the traditional receiving line that will not take place this year.
little different than our normal setup, isn't it, guys? Hang on to those hats. I've got blankets. I've never seen blankets at a graduation before. First time for everything. Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Craig, high school principal, and on behalf of the Stanberry R2 School District, I would like to welcome you to the commencement ceremonies for the graduating class of 2020. A graduation ceremony is always such a special occasion, the culmination of years of hard work, the actualization of goals attained, and the acknowledgement of success achieved. It is only fitting that today we celebrate the road that each of you have traveled together these last several years. It has been a journey that started with tentative steps, but one that has taken you to remarkable heights. You have experienced some trials and tribulations along the way, but you have also experienced many wonderful memories and created memories that will be remembered in the years ahead. And because of this, you have moved forward and have come out stronger than you realize. And on this day, we come together with family and friends to celebrate the ending of this chapter, but yet celebrate the beginning of your next. Again, welcome to the commencement ceremonies of the graduating class of 2020. At this time, I would like to announce the 2020 salutatorian. Achieving a grade point average of 11.93 on a weighted grade scale, Ashley Peterson.
Good afternoon. Before I start, I would like to note that I tried to convince my sister Kaylee to write my speech for me. Obviously that didn't go very well, but hopefully this will do well enough. I first want to thank all of those who have gotten me where I am today. My teachers and the administration for always being there for me. Like when Mr. Dice would help me through my calc test when I was having my 10th mental breakdown, or when Mrs. Eckert would act as my personal therapist each day before school started. To my family for always pushing me to do my best, whether it's because my competitive side always worked to outdo my sister, or my parents encouraging me when I was ready to give up. Thank you to my coaches for working endlessly with me whenever I was struggling and believing in me when I didn't always believe in myself. Thank you to my classmates for making my school days fly by, like when we would throw birthday parties and even half birthday parties just as an excuse to eat food in class. And thank you for challenging me in new ways every day, although the boys mostly just challenged my patience. Thank you to my friends for knowing how to deal with my sometimes unpredictable moods and for always being able to make me laugh until I cry, usually by attempting to learn some new TikTok dance that we saw. And most importantly, I owe so much gratitude to God for everything He has given me in my life, the bad and the good. Some things have been blessings, others have been lessons. And this past year has definitely been filled with many lessons. The biggest thing I have learned in the past 12 months is not to take anyone or anything for granted. I have been beyond blessed with two parents who love me and who have provided so much for me, and I sometimes take those things for granted. My parents have done an amazing job of preparing me for the real world, but one thing no one can ever prepare you for is losing someone you love. Our class started our senior year mourning one of the greatest friends and classmates one could only dream of having. And now we are ending our senior year living during a world pandemic, and our last quarter of our senior year has been taken away from us. Through all of this, I have learned how important it is to make memories with those you love and care about. Nothing brings more joy to my heart than looking back on some of those times I have had with my friends and family. The best thing about the memories is that when you're making them, you're just there in the moment. You're not worried about anything else. You're just having fun with your friends. When we started a water balloon fight downtown during homecoming week, it just started off as a part of the junior-senior ward pranks, but it turned into my favorite memory from homecoming. When our first class used our student teacher as a tree topper on our Christmas tree, we did it as a joke, but now we just laugh about it every time we get together. When you spend time with the people you love and care about, you don't always have to think about the future, and you definitely don't realize that you're growing closer to one another, but that is definitely what's happening in all those little moments. Our class has been through so much in the past year, but through it all, we have come out stronger and grown much closer together as a class than we would have otherwise. My goal before senior year started was to make more memories and spend more time with those who meant the most to me. Even though our senior year didn't turn out how any of us would have thought, I still think I accomplished my goal with my classmates. Through it all, our class pulled together, helped each other through the hardest of times, and most definitely, we never gave up. Thank you.
At this time, Sydney Matson, class president, and Ashley Peterson, vice president, will present the class history.
Preschool. Ashley Peterson and Cameron Wallace were homecoming crown bearers. Hunter, Ellie, and Drew were jealous of Ashley for getting out of class.
Ellie and Ashley play with the Power Rangers every single day in class.
Ellie and Peyton George were the sweetheart crown bearers.
Brianna Newman and Dustin Jensen were court-warming crown bearers.
Noah Comer leaves the class.
Jamie Jameson leaves the class.
Drew Johnson leaves the class.
Kindergarten. Haley Stoll joins the class.
Zoe, and none of us can remember her last name, joins the class.
Braylee made Ellie a plastic ring and wrote her a note asking for her love. She threw it in the trash.
Allie tries to convince Ellie to date Braylee just so she has an excuse to date Dustin.
The class makes astronaut pudding and loves it.
The class hates Ashley and Ellie for a solid week because they got to go to recess first while the rest of the class was in trouble for talking.
Allie tells on Ellie and Ashley because she thinks they were whispering about her, but they were actually talking about High School Musical and how hot Troy Bolton was.
The class got upset every time they had a sub because Mrs. Morris was the GOAT.
No one was able to actually fall asleep during nap time until the very end.
Ashley was so in love with chocolate, she brought the book called Chocolatina into class. She gets chocolate called Chocolatina for the rest of the year.
Zoe leaves the class.
Dakota leaves the class.
First grade, Braylon Cowan joins the class.
First grade, Drew rejoins the class.
Shanoa Thompson joins the class.
Jana Johnson joins the class.
Dalton Weekly joins the class.
Shanoa asks Ellie to be best friends and tries to tell Ellie how to dress.
Every day at recess, Ashley and Allie fight over who gets to play with Ellie. It gets so bad that one day they play tug of war with her.
Ellie, Allie, and Ashley skip almost everywhere for 3 years because they think it looks cool.
The class thinks they're cool and makes everyone pass on bad words so they can go to recess first.
Levi falls off the top of the curly slide.
Cameron made Ellie write on him with a marker, and as soon as she does it, he goes and tattles on her.
Dustin leaves the class.
Janaea Johnson, Shanoa Thompson, and Dalton Weekly all leave the class. They must have really hated it.
Stephen Hingler joins the class.
Braylee chases the girls around every day at recess while they call him Biscuit Boy.
Ashley jokes with Peyton George. Peyton ends up crying, so Ashley starts crying. Mrs. Jensen tries to calm them down, then Ashley chucks her pencil at Mrs. Jensen and runs out of the room.
Ashley gets yelled at by her parents after a football game when Allie and Ellie convince her to go up to the park to play.
Half the class has to go to the principal's office because someone cut in front of someone else.
Drew gives the boys inappropriate cards of girls in the bathroom. Cameron showed the card to his bus driver, David Long.
Braylee is in love with Braylon and would do anything for her.
Drew carries around a picture of Ellie in his pocket for the whole year. He was a little obsessed. He may or may not have kissed the picture.
One day during recess, Allie's fake hair falls out and the whole class is terrified.
Peyton George leaves the class.
3rd grade, Sydney Matson joins the class.
Logan Cassidy joins the class.
Kimberly Layer joins the class.
The girls trade silly bands at recess every day.
Allie spits in Braylon's face. Braylon tattles, and Allie is forced by her mom to apologize and buy her a gift.
Ellie chases Brianna at recess playing tag. While Brianna is running backwards, she turns around and cuts her lip on the monkey bars. Ellie laughs until she realized what had happened. Brianna got stitches, and everyone made fun of her because it looked like she had a mustache.
Ashley makes Drew cry after he asks her what he got. After he asked her what she got in her spelling test. She tells him, then asks what he got. He didn't tell her and broke out into tears.
Allie and Tanner date on and off all year. During that time, they go on a family vacation together to Colorado. The whole class thought it was really weird.
Jacob Haddock leaves the class.
Drew Johnson leaves the class.
4th grade, Mrs. Moffat and Levi play Ninja every day in class.
Hunter breaks Allie's arm during PE class playing 2-base kickball. He still hasn't apologized.
After Allie broke her arm, Mrs. Moffat treated her like a princess. Allie got a comfy chair, a pillow, and apple cider. Everyone was so jealous.
The class begs Logan to make his face so red it turns purple.
Every time Levi got mad, Mrs. Moffat would send him to the wall. This was almost an everyday occurrence.
At a summer softball game, Ash and Gabby get in an argument. Gabby tells Ashley a "your mom" joke, so Ashley says one back. Gabby then charges at Ashley, and she ends up falling on her face.
Mrs. Moffat wouldn't let Logan go to the bathroom, so he ended up wetting himself. The only people that knew were Logan, Mrs. Moffat, and the nurse at the time.
Brianna told us that her brother called her Bean, and it's stuck since.
Ashley cheated on a test for being an Allie. They all got zeros. Ashley cried.
The class tore up their erasers and threw them at each other while the teacher wasn't looking. We later got in trouble for having erasers all over the floor.
Every time Mrs. Moffat played music, Levi would break dance in the middle of the classroom.
During a basketball game, Ellie was running down the court, and Bean purposely trips her own teammate.
Kimberly leaves the class.
5th grade. Destiny Conover and her brother, Dalton Jackson, join the class.
Logan drops a bottle of cologne on the floor. The class had to have class in the hall and outside for a week, and it ate the floor.
Braylon and Destiny got in a fight and made Mrs. Luke cry.
Ashley and Gabby get into a fight during basketball practice because Ashley called Gabby out on her fake injuries.
Ashley and Gabby get into another argument at track and field day over who's faster, Ellie or Gabby. Ellie ended up beating Gabby in the 400.
The 5th grade girls basketball team went undefeated and made other teams cry. They thought they were studs.
Gabby pants Cameron, so he did it back, and he got in trouble.
Allie tells Brianna to smell her armpits. Brianna smells them, and then her nose starts to bleed.
Gabby Newman left the class.
Ethan Brown left the class.
6th grade, Hallie Law joins the class.
Jessica Finch joins the class.
Brandon Savage joins the class.
Drew rejoins the class again.
Braylee used to steal Ellie and my headband on the bus every day. Ellie got tired of it, so she turned around and punched him in the face. She broke his glasses, and he told his mom that he stepped on him. Jessica, he didn't actually step on him.
Levi sings Braylon love songs every day and draws her pictures.
Ashley and Mrs. Lewis make up a handshake.
Hunter gets yellow glasses because he is colorblind, and the whole class makes fun of him. He ended up wearing the glasses for less than a month.
Mrs. Lewis gets mad at Logan for sleeping in class and throws a marker at him.
The class tells the younger kids that Mrs. Lewis throws chairs at her students.
Jessica Finch leaves the class.
Destiny and Dalton leave the class.
7th grade. While doing layups during basketball, Bean trips over an imaginary line twice.
Ashley tackles Braylon because she wouldn't share her zebra cakes.
Braylee does a scavenger hunt for Bean on Valentine's Day. She doesn't complete it because she's so embarrassed.
In the locker room, Drew gets rocked by Cameron. If you guys want to see the video, Braylee still has it.
Sid and Cameron have imaginary twins named Cammy Ann and Samron.
8th grade. A new student joined the class on a Friday. His name was Jared. We were all so excited to get a new student. He told us that he stole his grandma's minivan. We haven't seen him since.
During a free throw at a basketball game, Bean tripped over a line and Penguin dove across the floor. It made a loud screech, and the other team's crowd clapped when she stood up. It happened again later that same game. She's a klutz.
Cameron gets in trouble for not following the directions after he already knew how to do the task.
Mr. Fisher had to show the junior high football players how to hit, so he tackled Hunter.
Ellie, Bean, and Ash all get their phones taken away for Snapchatting and science after Hallie snitched on them. They're still mad.
Hunter sprays "was up" on the concrete at the float building site, and needless to say, Mrs. Craig was livid.
Drew wrecks his dirt bike while doing a wheelie. He told his mom that he fell down a hill. Brandy still doesn't know. Sorry, Drew.
Hunter had to do 175 burpees in language arts because he said Manchester.
Hallie tries track for the first time, but she quits after a week.
Cameron spikes someone on the butt at track practice and has to run an 800.
9th grade, TJ Rogers joins the class.
Cameron and Sydney were elected homecoming candidates. When the school announces it, Cam jumps up and screams, "Yes, yes, yes!"
The boys' football team gets second in state football.
Logan asks Sid out via email. Rejected.
Aubrey gives Braylon and Cameron a note that says "Go to hell."
Ashley asks Mr. Walker during softball practice if he needs the Warfel balls.
Braylon cheats on 3 tests in one day. He gets caught during 2.
Tanner and Allie get in a relationship again, and Ellie is stuck in the middle of it.
Every year, Levi tries to bring toys to school and pulls Woody and Buzz out of his sleeves every time he gets caught.
Hallie attempts track again and quits after a week.
On the bus back from marching band, Aubrey punches Logan in the crotch because he touched her hair. Ever since then, she threatens him with band busing every time he gets on her nerves.
Braylee is the girls' personal DJ in art class. They listen to Broccoli, I Spy, and Caroline every single day.
Hallie was asked to get an assignment out for Mr. Fisher. She refused and got us all another assignment. She was then asked to stay for a detention. She walked out of the class.
Braylon Cowan leaves the class.
Brandon Savage leaves the class.
10th grade. Dalton Jackson rejoins the class.
Ellie twisted her ankle twice in one season. She obviously wanted to cry but refused since she's emotionally dead.
Mrs. Romig makes a pop quiz about how many times Braylee should talk, stand, or interrupt during class.
Bean has to write 9 pages of sentences for Miss Romick, then gets a detention because she wouldn't stop talking during class. Then she gets sent to the office for talking after a test. This was all in 1 hour.
At FFA National Convention, Allie, Ellie, Ash, Sydney, and Haley tried to pay Quentin and Dylan to kiss for Ashley and Sydney's birthday.
Cameron claims every day in ag class that Ashley used to hate him because he was fat. She claims she hated him because he was annoying.
After getting caught on her phone so many times by Mrs. Eckerd, Mrs. Craig takes Bean's phone for the rest of the year.
While playing Pictionary during math, Hallie was supposed to draw a pitchfork, but she got confused when she thought it said pitchfork K.
Sydney, Ellie, and Allie threaten to quit the volleyball team because Cameron is such a ball hog.
Hunter refuses to smile or even link arms with Ellie during court warming.
Ash barely backs into Riley's car after school and cries about it for the rest of the night.
In Morundi's class, we listen to Don't Stop Believin' every day.
Brandon Savage left the class.
Ellie, Brayley, Sid, Ashley, Haley, Cameron, and Hunter throw Morundi a half-birthday party.
Logan wins perfect attendance but doesn't show up on the day that he gets the reward.
Dalton and Jackson and Destiny leave the class.
11th grade. Anna joins the class.
Jordan Anthony joins the class.
Cameron gets chased down the halls by Mrs. Walker for having an energy drink. He runs into Morundi's room, chugs the energy drink, and throws it in the trash. After Mrs. Walker leaves, he brags about how fast he is. I don't even know why she tried to chase me.
Haley eats dry cereal with a spoon every day for lunch.
There were so many tears in trig class that we made a crying chart. We concluded that Haley is the most emotional and Ellie is emotionally dead.
She didn't cry once. Mrs. Stroud takes Bean's phone for looking at the time and gets it taken until Christmas break. She gets it back on a Friday, and then she gets it taken away again on a Monday.
Logan ruins 3 pairs of pants while in weight training. He still doesn't believe in wearing shorts.
Mr. Morundi was super cringy when he started trying to call the girls sista and tried to act gangster.
Hallie's attendance rate gets so low that the class is more surprised to see her at school than not.
The girls' basketball team went to state and got second.
The Scholar Bowl team gets 4th at state.
Logan spent the whole year fixing a computer, but it still doesn't work.
Cameron walks into Morundi's class late every day and shows us all his huddle highlights every Monday after football games.
After a meal headed to state basketball, Mrs. Craig announces that a community member paid for everyone's food. Ash turns to Sid and asks why someone from community, the team we were going to play, would pay for our meal.
Let's just say Allie doesn't know how to use a stall door.
For our first trig test, Hallie cried because she couldn't count to 6.
While playing mind games and trig, Haley has a mental breakdown and starts crying because she can't figure the game out.
Bean brought her old phone to school, and Mrs. Craig didn't find out until it went off in Mr. Dice's class, and he snitched on Bean. Mrs. Craig didn't find it very funny, but Bean thought it was hilarious.
The girls' golf team makes it to state.
Sydney Matson gets in trouble for the first time ever for rolling a dice.
Anna leaves the class.
On June 5th, 2019, Cameron Wallace passes away. Please join us in a moment of silence.
Twelfth grade. The whole class downloads TikTok as a joke, and now we're all addicted.
The first year Drew plays football, he tackled a defender.
Since we don't have Mr. Murundi in class anymore, he doesn't want to talk to us. We had to find out through gossip that he was having a child.
September 18th, Sirius Vanillo officially joins the class after one wasted month and many concession stands in the junior class.
Ashley gets the title of the class flirt, and she's still in denial.
For Hawaiian Day during homecoming, Hunter stuffs his burl.
The juniors and seniors come together during homecoming and TP Mrs. Eckert's house. Kent picks up most of it that night, so they hit it again. The next morning, we saw her kids picking it up.
The seniors win the spirit stick.
The football boys do a conga line shirtless in front of Mrs. Eckert's house after Ding Dong ditching her.
Tanner buys fish during an FFA trip as a souvenir and makes them fight to the death.
The first time Syria goes downtown, she puts on a full face of makeup, curls her hair, and dresses up. She didn't realize that's not how it works here.
Braylee, Drew, and Logan were on their way to an Altec field trip when there was a bomb threat. They still had fun, though.
During FFA National Convention, Ashley gets a spider bite. She's convinced she was going to die, so we wrote a will for her. Ellie called the car, and Haley and I called her closet.
In English class, Hunter overhears Ellie and Allie talking about someone named Tabitha. He says Tabitha is kind of a hot name. Oh, Tabitha. Mrs. Walker overhears and adds it to her book of things she never thought she'd hear in class.
Ellie, Allie, Sydney, Haley, Syria, and Ashley thought it was a good idea to talk like the quiet girl from Pitch Perfect the entire hour in science. Mr. Leon didn't think it was very funny.
The dual credit biology class takes the joke a little too far with Mr. Leon.
Logan threatened to drop out of school, but thanks to Corona, he didn't have to go.
The class has the longest record for senior skip day by skipping the entire fourth quarter.
Logan becomes the class's barista during senior trip.
Sid kicks TJ's butt at Just Dance after he claims he's the king.
Braylee throws a fish in Ellie's kayak.
Syria and Sid kick butt in foosball.
One of Allie's hair extensions falls out in the pool, and she made Hunter eat it.
Ellie pulls her hand out of the water, and a giant snot string comes out with it. She then puts it in Tanner's hair.
Levi puts back 5 cans of pop one night during senior trip.
Good afternoon. At this time, I would like to announce seniors, their future plans, and all the scholarships that they have earned. Logan Cassidy. Logan plans to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in music. Good luck, Logan. Tanner Dirks. Tanner plans to attend the Missouri Welding Institute. Tanner has won the Missouri Welding Competition Scholarship and the Cameron Ty Wallace Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations, Tanner. Ellie Ellis. Ellie plans to attend Missouri Western State University and major in accounting. Ellie has won the Griffin Guarantee and the Herb Efford Scholarship, both from Missouri Western State University, the Hawthorne Charitable Trust Scholarship, the MFA Foundation Scholarship, the Cameron Ty Wallace Memorial Scholarship, and the Paul E. Daniel Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations, Ellie. Allie Gage. Allie plans to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in nursing. Allie has won the Cameron Ty Wallace Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations, Allie. Levi Green. Levi plans to enter the workforce. He will be employed at the Stanberry Opportunity Workshop. Good luck, Levi. Drew Johnson. Drew plans to attend the Missouri Welding Institute. Drew has won the Missouri Welding Competition Scholarship, the Stanberry JC Club Scholarship, and the Raymond Sager Post 260 American Legion Scholarship. Congratulations, Drew. Hunter Johnson. Hunter plans to attend Missouri Valley College and major in exercise science and play football. Hunter has won a football scholarship from Missouri Valley College, Cameron Ty Wallace Memorial Scholarship, and the Hawthorne one-year educational grant. Congratulations, Hunter. Hallie Law. Hallie plans to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in photojournalism and graphic design. Hallie has won the Freshman Merit Scholarship from Northwest Missouri State University. Congratulations, Hallie. Sydney Matson. Sydney plans to attend Truman State University and major in accounting. Sydney has won the True Merit Scholarship, the Presidential Leadership Scholarship, and the A+ Scholarship, all from Truman State University. The Hawthorne Charitable Trust Scholarship, the Shelter Insurance Foundation Scholarship, the Cameron Ty Wallace Memorial Scholarship, the Alva and Nina Fayou Scholarship, the Beverly Sisler Scholarship, the Smithfield Hog Production Scholarship, the SEA Scholarship, the Gentry County Cattlemen's Association Scholarship, the Knights of Columbus Scholarship, the Paul Daniel Memorial Scholarship, the Olivia Dungy Memorial Scholarship, the Bulldog Pride Family Scholarship, the DAR Scholarship, and the National and Local PEO Scholarship. Congratulations, Sydney. Brianna Newman. Brianna plans to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in early child care education. Brianna has won the Andrew Clifford Armstrong Scholarship, the Irma E. Aldridge Scholarship. Congratulations, Brianna. Ashley Peterson. Ashley has won the in-state tuition scholarship from University of Arkansas, the Cameron Ty Wallace Memorial Scholarship, the Smithville Hog Production Scholarship, the Frank and Marjorie Carroll Scholarship, the Bulldog Endeavor Scholarship, the Young Dual Credit Scholarship, and the Alicia Elizabeth Iberger Scholarship. Congratulations, Ashley. TJ Rogers. TJ plans to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in computer science with a minor in music. Travis has won the Academic Excellence Scholarship from Northwest Missouri State University, the Bright Flight Scholarship, which this is a scholarship that's awarded to students who score in the top 3% of the ACT, which is a 31 or higher, and the Hawthorne Charitable Trust Scholarship. Congratulations, Travis. Syria Spinello. Syria plans to return to Italy and continue her education in business. Good luck, Syria. Haley Stoll. Haley plans to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in business. Haley has won the Distinguished Scholar Award and the A+ Scholarship from Northwest Missouri State University, the Cameron Ty Wallace Memorial Scholarship, the Gentry County Cattlemen's Association Scholarship, the Hawthorne one-year educational grant, the Frederick W. Snyder Scholarship, the Raymond Jennings Scholarship, the Beverly Schisler Scholarship, the Stanberry JC Club Scholarship, the John C. Jack Donaldson Scholarship, the Knights of Columbus Scholarship, and the Alex Stoll Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations, Haley. Aubrey Williams. Aubrey plans to attend Northwest Missouri State University and major in graphic arts. Aubrey has won the Hawthorne one-year educational grant. Congratulations, Aubrey. Braylee Woods. Braylee plans to attend Northwest Lineman College in Denton, Texas. Good luck, Braylee. Through generous donations from family, friends, community members, and the surrounding community, 7 scholarships have been awarded in memory of Cameron Ty Wallace. Cameron was a member of the class of 2020. He was a student athlete, a motivator, but more importantly, a kind soul. At this time, I'm going to read a letter from the Wallace family. Cameron, as you know, was a kid that was full of life. He was ornery, mischievous, kind-hearted, and motivated. He would do anything for anyone, make friends wherever he went, and loved to mess with people, including his mom, his grandma, his sisters, his friends, his teachers and coaches, and of course, Mrs. Craig. He didn't do it to be mean. He just loved to see smiles and laughs. Cameron, from a young age, was fearless. He probably got that from the Wallace side with a little influence from the Rundys. Cameron loved being outside and was riding ATVs from the age of 2. He started playing football at a young age and absolutely fell in love with the sport. His dream was to play for Northwest. He didn't take to track as easily as he did football, but when he realized he had a knack for it, he also began to love it. He earned 7 state medals in track and broke a Stanberry record, which made him smile for days. The last race he ran was the finals at state, the 4x400 meter relay. This relay team earned the first place state medal. Cameron ran the last leg of the race and was determined to win for his friends, those senior boys. That was his gift to them. Above all, everyone knew Cameron loved his friends. Cameron also tried basketball and wrestling, and even though these were not his favorite sports, he gave them his all. Even with a concussion, he almost made it to state wrestling. He planned to play basketball instead of wrestling this year against the loving push of his Uncle Ray. He would have given those boys and coaches his best also. He loved to hunt and fish. He was a little obsessed with weightlifting and good eating habits and would have preferred it if everyone else was just as obsessed. He loved his family. He loved his sisters more than they ever would know, and he adored his nieces and nephews so much. He never left the house without giving hugs and saying, "I love you." Cameron was so determined. He would set a goal, and once he achieved that goal, he would smile that beautiful smile and set another goal. Once he focused on a goal in life, whether it was one we approved of or not, he never gave up until he accomplished it. He wanted the same thing for all of you. He wanted you all to complete your goals in life and be happy. So when you go out in life, as you complete your goals, no matter how big or small, when you get to those milestones in life, remember Cameron is smiling his smile and laughing his laugh. When things get difficult, you know you're going to be just fine and keep going. Knowing Cameron, this is his biggest goal right now for all of you. He will be there cheering you on. Cameron wants you to go the distance. Cameron wants you to stop at nothing. Cameron wants you to never give up. Love, the Wallace family. Please join me one more time in congratulating the class of 2020. Thank you.
You may be seated. This year, we are honored to recognize 2 individuals for valedictorian. The first 2020 valedictorian achieving a grade point average of 11.96 using the weighted grade scale is Ellie Ellis.
They say those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. Well, our class is out of luck because we had Mr. Murundi for 3 years. However, it wasn't hard for me to determine that I wanted the main message of my speech to be about perseverance, the ability to never give up even when times are tough. Obviously, this year has been full of ups and downs, from losing a classmate to dealing with the struggles of COVID-19. It is very easy to focus on the negatives, but this school year has brought many positives, like playing sports for the last time with some of my best friends, TPing houses during homecoming week, dancing to TikToks, goofing off in math class, finding any way possible to annoy Mr. Leon, and buying lots and lots of slushies from Casey's. With all these memories come the people I need to thank for being a part of them. I want to start by thanking all of my teachers and coaches for pushing me to do my best and to persevere through any situation life throws at me. Even when I didn't believe in myself, I could always count on you to give me the support I needed. I would also like to thank our community. You guys have played a tremendous role in giving us students reasons to smile through the heartbreak. I don't know where life will take all of us, but I know I would be blessed if it were to ever lead me back to Stanberry. Next, I want to thank my parents for always considering what's best for me. You have encouraged me to be involved in lots of different activities and love me unconditionally, even though I can make it pretty hard sometimes. I also want to thank my sister for always being someone I can lean on and get advice from. Whether it be freshman year worrying about where to sit in the lunchroom, and if I remember correctly, I think she said nowhere near me, or helping me make serious life decisions, she has always been someone I can count on. Finally, I want to thank the graduating class of 2020. Thank you for becoming a second family to me, for being the shoulder I can lean on when times are tough, for the many crazy memories you have blessed me with, for making me laugh uncontrollably, and lastly, thank you for reminding me to always be strong and to never give up. This year has been like a roller coaster, but I am grateful for the memories I have made and the lessons I have learned. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." I want to wish the class of 2020 the best of luck in the next chapter of their lives. It's not always going to be easy. There will be bad times and plenty more good, but if this year has taught us anything, it's that the trials we face will help us grow. If we continue to persevere and never give up, we will find success. Thank you.
Our second 2020 valedictorian, also achieving a grade point average of 11.96 using the weighted grade scale, is Sydney Matson.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming to our graduation ceremony. I want to start by saying Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms out there, especially mine. I wouldn't be where I am today without you. I also want to give a special thanks to my dad, my 3 sisters, and the rest of my family for always being there for me. A thank you to my teachers for all your guidance throughout the years and for pushing me to do my best, even on the days when I didn't want to learn. Thank you to all my coaches for believing in me. And thank you to the community for supporting the class of 2020 these last 4 years, specifically in the last few weeks. We loved all the banners and signs in your yards. Thank you for keeping this part of our lives special. To my classmates, we did it. It's graduation day. We've been waiting so long for this. Charles Dickens once said, "It was the best of times and it was the worst of times." And if that doesn't sum up the high school experience, I don't know what does. Let's go back to freshman year. We showed up on the first day, timid and scared, but excited because we were finally in high school. In just 4 short years, we would be graduating. I remember walking into the lunchroom with my friends on the first day. We were scared because we didn't know which table to sit at and we didn't want to take the senior spot. We had a lot to learn. We entered sophomore year a little more comfortable. We were figuring things out, building strong relationships, and we were just happy we weren't freshmen. Classes started getting a little harder. Most of us got our driver's license, and it felt like we were actually starting to grow up. Then junior year. We were now the upperclassmen. We had more power in the school, and the underclassmen looked up to us. We started to become leaders rather than followers. And before we knew it, we were seniors. We're a very unique class, and we'll be remembered forever. Senior year is supposed to be the best year yet. And it's supposed to be filled with excitement and happiness and joy. But coming into it, it kind of felt the opposite. Because our hearts were hurting. And just when it started to feel normal again, our year got cut short and we lost out on memories. Losing Cam and losing the end of my senior year has taught me 3 things. The first thing I learned is to always live in the moment and to never take anything for granted. Goodbyes are not guaranteed. My class never got the opportunity to say goodbye to everyone on the last day of school because we weren't aware it was our last. We didn't know that the last time we walked in the halls of Stanberry High School was going to be the last time we walked through them as a student. And we never got to say goodbye to Cam. So cherish every moment in life because you never know when it could be your last. The second thing I learned was to always surround yourself with people who love and support you. The support of my community and my classmates this past year has helped my heart to heal so much. I'm very blessed to be surrounded with so many people that love and care for me. I truly believe that you can accomplish anything as long as you have the love and support from others around you. The third thing I learned is to never give up. That was Cam's motto. I wear it on my wrist every day, and I will for the rest of my life. No matter how hard life gets, you have to keep going because it will get better and you will get through it. As I venture off into the real world next year, I will keep these 3 things in mind, and I hope you guys do too. Charles Swindoll once said, "Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it." The class of 2020 will not be remembered by our losses and what happened to us, but how we handled it. We will be remembered by our persistence and by the way we overcame our losses. Despite all the hard times we've gone through, we chose to keep going, and most importantly, we chose to never give up. Thank you.
Graduating class 2020, parents, family, and friends, it is my honor to introduce our commencement speaker. Today we have the pleasure of hearing a message from a 2008 alumnus. Not long ago, he was in your shoes. He was also filled with dreams, ambition, and a desire to change the world. Our guest achieved much while at Stanberry R2 and continues to reach his goals today. Today we're going to hear from Mr. Garrick Baker. Garrick is the younger of 2 children born to John and Gemma Baker of Stanberry. Garrick's sister Lauren is a nurse with Mosaic Hospital of Maryville and is the proud mother of Jackson Baker, a future Bulldog graduate. While gracing the halls of Stanberry R2, Garrick participated in every activity available to a student. Each year he played on all the sports teams. Garrick also enjoyed working at Gage's Fertilizer and Grain in Albany. When he wasn't at practice or at work, Garrick loved to hunt, fish, and ride horses. Garrick was a leader during his time in high school, serving as the president of the National Honor Society and our local FFA chapter. Garrick also served as an Area 1 FFA officer, helping to guide the FFA chapters of 26 area schools. One of Garrick's fondest memories from high school was his participation in the infamous shopping cart races. What exactly that means, I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that to everyone's imagination, and maybe Garrick will share about that. I don't know. After graduating high school, Garrick went on to study architecture at Kansas State University in Manhattan, Kansas, graduating with a master's degree in architecture in 2013. Garrick is a licensed architect in the state of Kansas and soon here in Missouri. Garrick is a part owner and shareholder at Bryce McMillan Architects in Manhattan, Kansas. His portfolio includes architectural designs of completed projects totaling over $25 million and nearly $25 million in future design work. Garrick was recently recognized as the Young Architect Award recipient for the state of Kansas for 2019. Please help me in welcoming to the podium Mr. Garrick Baker.
And I don't think I will explain what the shopping cart races are, just in case. A professor walks into her classroom one day, stands before the class, and raises a crisp, brand new $20 bill. She then proceeds to ask her students to raise their hand if they would like to have the money. Every student in her class raises their hand. She then proceeds to crumple the perfectly neat bill into a wrinkled mess. She then asks who would still like the $20 bill. Again, each student raises their hand. She drops the crumpled mess to the floor and proceeds to walk on the bill, pick it up, and ask the class again who would like to have the money. Each student raises their hand. Hello everyone, my name is Garrick Baker, as Mr. Henninger announced, a 2008 graduate of Stanberry R2 and a 2013 graduate of Kansas State University. Or, as many of you might know, I'm John and Gemma's boy, or Lauren's younger brother. The story I've opened with, while not one I can claim, is one I delivered during a public speaking class I had taken some years ago during my time at Stanberry. I'll get to the ending and the moral of the story shortly, but wanted to share a few more thoughts with you that I had observed since sitting almost exactly where you were. Many commencement speakers would stand here and jokingly welcome you all to the real world, but I'm not going to do that today. Unfortunately, class of 2020, you have had to endure the real world much too early in your lives. And you have done it with such grace and dignity to a level that we should all strive to exhibit. You have been all called to come together, to learn, to laugh, to live, and to mourn. In these dark times, you have embraced one another, come together, and taken care of each other in only ways that this community of family can. In writing this speech, I often wondered if I would get the opportunity to deliver it, because oddly, class of 2020, you have not yet been welcomed into the real world. You were born when the world fell on a single day in September. Time stood still and uncertainty echoed throughout. Now to be graduating with the world once again slowing down, you've been robbed of two of the most momentous occasions in your life. And I will say you have not entered the real world. The times we live in now is not reflective of the real world. Beauty and simplicity will someday return, where you'll grow in life to a much brighter future. Your resiliency and your resolve will carry you through, as it has trained you to persevere through so many hardships already. And I, along with everyone here, know how strong-willed each of you are. A few months ago, I reached out to Mr. Henninger about a direction I should tailor this speech, themes to go over, and his response was that over the past few years, you all have been focusing on school, community, grit, and perseverance. In crafting this speech, I thought there was no way that I could stand up here with any authority and discuss these topics because they are not merely topics covered in the curriculum or activities. It is truly a way of life here. Class of 2020, you are the models for perseverance. You are the ones who embrace the community as your family, and all the banners that hang in the gymnasium, all the awards and accolades that grace the halls only show your true level of grit and determination. Some of you may not realize how lucky you are to have grown up in a community like Stanberry, but you truly are. I once had a summer job where at the end of a hot 12, 14-hour day, my boss and I sat there and he said, you know what, if I could just hire kids from Stanberry, I would. You guys just get it, you know how to work. That work ethic, perseverance, and grit will carry on through your lives and careers. You combine all of these qualities together into that famous Stanberry Bulldog pride. So I'll wrap up today revisiting that story I began earlier this afternoon. So if you guys will look in that envelope on the side of your chairs there, here's where the audience participation comes in. Okay. So holding that, please follow along. The professor walks in to the class and raises the crisp $20 bill. She asks the students who wants the money. Of course, they all raise their hands. She then crumples the bill into a wrinkled mess, asking the students who wants the money. Again, they all raise their hands. She proceeds further to walk on, tear a corner, throws the bill, everything imaginable. And at the end, asking the students who still wants the money, they all raise their hands. The moral of the story is much like that $20 bill, even though it had been crumpled, battered, walked on, torn, you name it, each of you is like that bill. Because no matter what, it will always have value. Class of 2020, you will always have value. You have persevered and endured, and I want you to keep that bill, whether from now until eternity or whenever you need it most. But know that someone out there, your classmates, your family, your community, your school, has invested in you and will continue to invest in you. While you have been forced to grow up too soon and faced obstacles no one wishes on anyone, we believe in you. I ask that you please stay young at heart. Don't forget to be kids. And in my final thought, I'll leave you with a message that my parents instilled in my sister and I. Home will always be home. Thank you for the invitation to come speak today. Congratulations and good luck, class of 2020.
Seniors, please stand. Mrs. Messner, Mr. Hettinger, members of the Board of Education, teachers, parents, and all guests. The members of the class of 2020 having fulfilled the requirements as prescribed by the Missouri State Department of Education and the local Board of Education are therefore entitled to graduate. Class of 2020, please come forward as I call your name. Mrs. Marcy Messner, President of the Board of Education, will be presenting you with a diploma on the south side of the stage. Mr. Bob Hettinger, Superintendent of Schools, will also be greeting you on the north side where you will receive your flowers. Logan. Logan Spencer Cassidy. Tanner Braden Dirks. Ellie Grace Ellis. Allie Ann Gage. Levi William Green. Drew Fairbank Johnson. Hunter Reese Johnson. Hallie Ann Margaret Law. Sydney Diane Madsen. Brianna Marie Newman. Ashley Marie Peterson. TJ Nathan Rogers. Syria Spinello. Haley Elizabeth Stoll. Aubrey Marie Williams. Braylee Michael Woods. If anybody needs Germ-X, I think Mr. Hedinger has plenty. Class of 2020, having been presented diplomas, please stand. Sydney Madsen, president of the senior class, will lead in the switching of the tassels. Sydney? It is my distinct pleasure to present to you the graduated class of 2020. Thank you, Sydney. Seniors, you may be seated for just a brief moment. Before we dismiss for the parade to honor our seniors, I would like to take a moment to thank the following people who have helped make this day possible given the COVID-19 crisis. I apologize in advance if I miss anybody. To Mr. Hedinger and Mrs. Graham for their countless hours, guidance, and support along this journey the past 7 weeks, helping make this day possible. I'm very fortunate to have the privilege to work with both of you. To Rick Blummer and Julie Davis for their behind-the-scenes work that often goes unnoticed, but not intentionally. To my senior sponsors, Mrs. Michelle Kelly and Mrs. Jessica Santa Cruz, for your countless hours to make the end of the year a memorable experience for our seniors. Thank you. To Albany TV for live streaming today's graduation ceremony and last night's baccalaureate services for our community during this pandemic. Your support to our school district is priceless. To Reed Osborne for volunteering his time to operate the sound system for both baccalaureate and graduation. To Brad Noble and Eckerts for their help with setting the stage. Thank you. To the Stanberry Fire Department for leading our parade route. To the Diocese and Daniel Papa for their groundwork here at the football field. To the Stanberry R2 staff, parents, and community members for your support and your commitment to making today a special day for our graduates. Thank you. And finally, to the class of 2020. You have definitely made your mark in history. Thank you for your patience and understanding in the last several weeks. I wish you much success in your future. Now, go move mountains and never give up doing that. This concludes our graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. Once the graduating seniors have exited and entered their cars, we will begin the parade route shortly. On behalf of the Stanberry R2 School District, we would like to wish the mothers here a happy Mother's Day and have a wonderful summer. Thank you. Seniors, you may rise.
That will conclude our coverage of the Stanberry R2 commencement here. And again, from everybody at Albany TV, congratulations, class of 2020. And remember, never give up.